Welcome. Linear Programming, Kcse 2010, Paper 2, question number 20. A carpenter takes 4 hours to make a stool and 6 hours to make a chair. It takes the carpenter at least 144 hours to make X stools and Y chairs. The labor cost of making a stool is 100 shillings and that of a chair is 200 shillings. The total labor cost should not exceed 4,800. The carpenter must make at least 16 stools and more than 10 chairs. Part A of the question, write down inequalities to represent the above information. First thing you're supposed to do is to go through the statement, all the statements above, read them and understand, and from them you can extract the inequalities. Let's begin with the first one. The carpenter takes 4 hours to make a stool and 6 hours to make a chair. Then it takes the carpenter at least 144 hours to make X stools and Y chairs. So we start with the stools. So he takes 4 hours to make a stool. So to make X stools, he will take 4 times X hours. So 4x represents the number of hours taken to make X stools. Then for Y chairs, he takes 6 hours to make a chair. So for Y chairs, he will take 6 times Y. Then now to get the total number of hours taken to make stools and chairs, we're going to add. So for the chairs, one chair takes 6 hours. What about Y chairs? It will be 6 times Y. So now this sum, 4x plus 6y, represents the total time taken to make X stools and Y chairs. Then you're given that he should take at least 144 hours to make these stools and chairs. So these being the total number of hours, it should be at least 144. So what do you mean by at least 144 hours? It means he should either take 144 hours or more. That is greater than or equal to 144. So that is the first inequality. We go to the second one. The next statement, the labor cost of making a stool is 100 shillings and that of the chair is 200 shillings. So to make a stool, it costs 100 shillings. So for X stools, it will be 100 times X. That will be 100 X shillings. Then for the chair, it takes 200. It costs 200 for a chair. So for Y chairs, it will be 200 times Y. It will be 200Y. So 100X plus 200Y now is the total cost of making X chairs and Y chairs. And this one, this being the cost, 100X plus 200Y being the cost, it should not exceed 400. So what does that mean? It means that it should either be equal to 4,800 or less. It should not exceed. So that means it should be less than or equal to 4,800. That is the total cost of making these chairs and stools. We go to the other one, the next statement. The carpenter must make at least 16 stools. The carpenter must make at least 16 stools. At least 16 stools means that it should be 16 tools or more. So the stools are X, so that means at least 16 means X should be greater than or equal to 16. Then, and more than 10 chairs. More than means greater than. The chairs are Y, so the chairs must be more than, means greater than 10. So those are the inequalities. But of course, there are others that we do ignore. Like here we are dealing with the number of stools and chairs. those ones should be non-negatives. So it means that the number of stools, that is x, should be non-negative, should be greater than or equal to 0. We cannot have negative chairs or stools. So y the same. That one is important to include. Now, having those inequalities now, let us graph them for part B now. Here in part B, draw the inequalities in A above on this grid. The grid was provided and the scale was given exactly the way it is. 1 centimeter represents 5. So for the y-axis, this is a number of stools, that is x, number of stools. Then for this one, the x-axis, I think I've written it x stools. Let me put them x here, number of stools on the x-axis. Then for the y-axis, number of chairs, that is y. This one is x. I think that one is better. Now to plot these, let us go this one step by step. So I will start with the first one. The first one, which is 4x plus 6y is greater than or equal to 144. So for this one, we draw a line. We must draw this line. 4x plus 6y is equals to 144. So to draw this line, you require at least 2 points. So 2 points are required for these. 2 points are required. So let me choose when x is 0, just substitute 0 here, you'll get y will be 24. Then when y is 0, you substitute y with 0 here, you'll get x to be 36. Those 2 points are enough to draw a straight line, but you can always add another one, which is not a must, just for confirmation. For instance, when x is 30, y will be 4. So this is what you're going to use to draw that line. Then we go to the second one. The second one, we have 100x plus 200y. The line that you're going to draw here, we just put equal sign here, is equals to 4,800. Because it is less than or equal to, show you how we plot that. But the line we are going to draw, just put equals here. So again, at least we should have 2 points. But when you look at this equation, we can simplify this equation by dividing all through by 100. Divide everything by 100, you get x plus 2y is equals to, this will be 48. This will be easier to work with. So let me choose the points. When x is 0, substitute here, x is 0, y will be 24. Then when y is 0, x will be 48. Maybe you can use another one. Maybe when x is 10, y will be 19. So that is the line that you're going to draw. And then we have the third one here. X is greater than or equal to 16. The line you're going to draw there is x is equals to 16. We don't have a problem with that. We don't need points there. Then the fourth one, y is greater than 10. We shall draw y is equals to 10. Now for these lines, it is important to note that the first one here, greater than or equal to, this one will be a continuous line. Continuous line. Also this one, less than or equal to, it will be a continuous line. Then this one will be greater than or equal still, this one will be continuous line. But this one will be broken. Greater than means that points on that line will not satisfy this inequality. So this one will be a broken line. Having that, now we can proceed and plot the first one. So the first one, So we plot the first one, 0, 24. That is a 4x plus 6y. 0, 24. So 0, 24 is here. 0, 24 is there. Then 36, 0. 36, 0 will be here. And then we have 34. 30 and 4 will be there. So that line will be continuous. So that is the first line. And this line is 4x. 4x plus 6y is equals to 144. Is the line. Now before we proceed to the other one, now we need to know which side are we going to shade, which is the unwanted side. Remember, in inequalities, we shade the unwanted side. So between these two sides, side below and the side above, which one do we shade? Now this is how we do it. We pick a point on either side. Pick any point. I'll pick a point either on the upper side or the lower side. I'll pick a point on the lower side. The easier one is 0, 0. 0, 0 is on this side. So 0, 0. And then since we have this sign here, remember the sign that we have here is greater than or equal to. So in this inequality, just substitute x with 0, y with 0 here. So you'll notice that this one will be 0. The whole of the left hand side, when you substitute, to be 0 is greater than or equal to 144. Now look at this statement. 0 is greater than or equal to 144. Is that true? 0 is not greater than 144. So this side where we have picked the point does not satisfy the inequality, and therefore it is the unwanted side. We shade the side that does not satisfy the inequality. So we're going to shade this side, the bottom part. So very first we do that. So we shade this side. That is the unwanted side. Like that. Now let's go to the second line. The second line is here. Plot this. 100x plus 200y is equals to 4,800. We are plotting this. So 0, 24. 0, 24 is still here. Same point. And then 48, 0. 48 is here. 48 is 48 is here. 48, 0 is there. Then 10, 19, 10, 19, 10, 19 is here. So we have this point, this one, and this one. We join those points. So this is the line. 100x plus 200y is equals to 4,800. This is the line. Now again, we want to know the side that you're going to shade. So is it the side above or below, above the line or below? We pick a point on either side. So I'll pick a point on the lower side, 0, 0 still. So let me pick 0, 0, 0, 0. And then x is 0, y is 0. I substitute it here. 100x, 200y. So the whole of the left hand side will be 0. Then remember the sign that is is less than or equal to 4,800. Less than or equal to 4,800. Now is this true? Yes, it's true. 0 is less than. So that side means it satisfies the inequality, the lower side. So we cannot have the two sides satisfying. So automatically the other side is the one that is unwanted. So we're going to shade the upper side of that line like that. Shade the upper side. The upper side is unwanted. So that is the side supposed to shade. Now we go to the other one. The other line is here. X is equals to 16. X is equals to 16. That line, see, that line should be continuous. It should be continuous. X is equals to 16 is that vertical line that passes through here. 16 is here. So 16 is here. So this is the line. X is equals to 16. Now for that one, remember X is greater than is on this side. This side where we have 20, 25, that side is greater than. We require that side. So the unwanted side is the side that is less than 15. So for this one, because we're going to shade this side is less than 16. It is not greater than. So to the left of that line, that is the unwanted side. So that is the unwanted side. We shade the whole of that. Shade the whole of that. Like that. And then the other one is y is greater than 10. That line should be broken. Y is equals to 10 is the line that you're supposed to plot there and to draw. Y is equals to 10 is this horizontal line passing through 10, where we have 10. You can see we have 10 here. We have 10 here. So that line, it should be broken. So that line should be broken. Y is equals to 10. It is a broken line. It is a broken line. Then because we are looking for greater than 10 on top of that line, that is greater than 10. Values to the top of that 15, 20, greater than. So the ones that are below are less than, and that is the side that we're supposed to shade. So we shade below that line. That is the unwanted side. It is less than 10. Less than 10, like that. Below that line. The upper side satisfies greater than. Now, look at the region that is left unshaded. You need to be very keen with this region. We have a region here. I'll shade it that you can see it. This region is the one that is the required region. This region is where we have the inequality that satisfy all those. So the required region or the feasible region is here. Any point that you pick here will satisfy all those inequalities that we have plotted. So this is the feasible or the required region. And you've done it. That is how you draw those inequalities. Now let's go to the last part. The carpenter makes a profit of 440 shillings on a stool and 100 shillings on a chair. Use the graph to determine the maximum profit the carpenter can make. Now, this is what we call the process of optimization. So what we are going to use is what we call objective function, and we get the objective function from whatever you're given here. So for every stool makes a profit of 40 shillings. And remember, we have X stools. So for X stools, we will have 40 times X shillings. Then the chairs are Y. One chair as a profit of 100. So for the Y chairs that we will have 100 Y. So this is what is going to give us the profit. So this is the profit. And this is what we call the objective function. This is what we use to maximize or minimize. Now, how we use the Searchline? You can use inspection method, whereby you look at you pick any points, especially the corner points of this region, you test them. The one that will give you maximum profit, you take that on as solution. Another method is where you use a Searchline. So I'll show you how to use a Searchline. And to use a Searchline, we do get the LCM of 40. 40 is here, and 100. Once you get the LCM of 40 and 100, that is a profit for stool and the chair. This will give you 200. The LCM of 40 and 100 is 200. Then you're going to equate that one to give that one as a profit. You're drawing the Searchline, so you get 40x plus 100y is equals to, where we have P, the profit, but that is 200, whatever you got as LCM. And then from here, you can simplify this equation to draw this line. I can divide everything all through by 20. Divide all through by 20, every time by 20. Here you shall have 2x plus 5y is equals to 10. So you draw this line. You know how to draw the line. You simply require 2 points to do this, at least 2 points. So when x is 0, just substitute here, y will be 2. Then when y is 0, x will be 5. Those points are enough. So let me plot them. 0, 2. 0, 2 is here. And then you have 5, 0. 5, 0 is here. 5, 0. So those 2 points, let me draw the Searchline. So this is the Searchline. After drawing the Searchline, of which you followed, I believe you followed, take the set square and a ruler. Check how we place the set square. Place it on this straight edge such that the set square lies along that straight line, like that. And then the ruler there. The ruler should be held firmly. It should not move. So as you slide, I repeat this process. So make sure you place your set square along that straight. This edge of the set square should lie on that line. It should be straight. The ruler should be firm. Then slide towards that region, feasible region. As it enters the feasible region, check the last point to be touched. The last point to be touched as it leaves the required region. And you need to be very keen here to observe that. So you notice this is the last point. It is around here. This is the last point to be touched as it leaves, as the set square leaves that region. It is there. And you notice that point is around that corner. That corner. If you are to minimize, you would check the first point to be touched as the set square enters the feasible region, But for maximum profit, when you're maximizing, the last point that the set square touches as it leaves the required region. That is very important to note. So we've noted this is the point it touches as it leaves that region. So this is the point here as it leaves the feasible region. This is the point, it is here. So the point is here. And this point, just read the coordinates of this point. This is 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. So I'm going to write it here. So the point is 16, 16. So this is X, this is Y. Remember, X represents the number of stools, Y represents the number of chairs. So the number of stools that will give us maximum profit and stools will be 16 stools, 16 chairs. So to get now the profit, simply take your objective function, 40x. 40x, x is 16, plus 100y. 100y, y is 16. So 40x, x is 16, plus 100y, y is 16. This will give, if you work it out, it will give you 2240 shillings. This is the maximum profit. You just substitute this one in the objective function. That is how you're supposed to solve that question. Thank you.